Hey guys, welcome to Y&R Daily Update YouTube channel. Today's topics. Victor step into war. Will Lily sell her love so easily? Victor Newman, a man known for his scheming and meticulous planning, is once again plotting a calculated revenge strategy, this time targeting Kane Ashby and those around him. After the painful and difficult events that Kane endured in France, Victor has now decided that he will not let this name go easily. However, the most notable thing in Victor's plan is Lily Winters, the woman that Kane once loved and trusted. Lily, with her forgiving heart and soft heart, is convinced by Victor to join this revenge plot. However, can she easily sell her love for Kane? To find out, we must go back to the moments before Victor made these bribery offers. Victor and the plot of revenge. Victor, not one to forgive easily, has planned revenge not only to resolve personal conflicts, but also to reassert his power in this competitive world. During the weeks in France, Kane has become the main target of Victor, who never takes kindly to insults to his honor. But Victor's plan is not limited to destroying Kane financially or professionally. His deeper goal is to destroy the relationship between Kane and Lily, leaving her in a difficult position and forcing her to choose sides. Lily, although haunted by secrets and ambiguity in her feelings for Kane, does not expect that it will be Victor who will suggest that choice to her. Victor's seduction is extremely clever. He gives Lily the opportunity to harm Kane without being directly responsible. The promises of power, wealth, and a stable life if she agreed to cooperate, made Lily unable to help but think. But could she go against what her heart told her? Kane's discovery and rage. Kane, who had always believed in Lily's sincere feelings, never thought that she would betray him, especially in a situation like this. However, the truth always had a way of waking people up. When Kane began to feel a change in Lily's attitude, he couldn't help but doubt the lies that Lily couldn't hide. The ambiguous action she showed gradually made Kane realize that he was no longer the only one in her heart. At this moment, the truth was like a rolling wave, strongly pushing away Kane's illusions about love. He couldn't imagine that Lily could use his feelings as a tool in Victor's revenge plan. And then when he discovers that Lily has given Victor confidential information about him, the betrayal is not only a blow to his pride, but also blows up everything between them. With rage and frustration that he can't hide, Kane decides to confront Victor. Just do it. This declaration of war is like a challenge, a promise to fight to the end, even if it means sacrificing everything. Kane, though deeply hurt, is determined not to let Victor win easily. The war between Kane and Victor. The war between Kane and Victor is not simply a power struggle in the business world. It is also a confrontation between two men with different motives. One side is seeking justice for past mistakes, and the other side is willing to use all means to achieve his goals. Kane, despite the suffering, still does not give up. He fights not only for himself but also for Lily, whom he has come to love. Victor, who has always considered himself a master of schemes, does not give in easily. He not only wants to destroy Kane, but also wants to prove that he is still in control. The psychological battles between them become more and more intense, and Victor's schemes become more and more sophisticated. But can Kane keep his cool in this battle, or will he be drawn into the vortex of dark schemes? Claire and Kyle. Will their happiness last? While the war between Kane and Victor is escalating, the love story between Claire and Kyle is taking place on a completely different emotional level. They seem ready to step into a happy life together, a new beginning for both of them. However, as the saying goes, be careful what you wish for. Things are never as easy as they think. The love between Claire and Kyle may be strong, but the world they live in does not allow them to have lasting peace. Secrets, lies, and hidden dangers may threaten the life they dream of. Can their love overcome all these challenges? Or will they one day have to face painful truths that they cannot avoid? Lily and Audra's future. While Lily faces a difficult choice between love and betrayal, Audra has a completely different future. With her bold moves and her own strategies, Audra will be a character that cannot be overlooked in this story. Although Lily is facing a difficult crossroads, Audra is someone who is not afraid to accept any challenge to achieve her goals. These two women, despite their great differences in personality and motivation, are moving forward with outcomes that will most likely surprise everyone. The ending is under construction with complex plots and plans going on. The story is not only about love, but also about loyalty, betrayal, and difficult choices. Lily's decisions will affect not only her but also those around her, including Kane and Victor. Things are coming to a head, and we can only wait and see who will emerge victorious in this battle. Will Lily be able to overcome the challenges life throws at her, or will she fall into Victor's scheme and lose everything she has? Time will tell. Genoa City is once again on the brink of chaos as the tensions between the powerful figures of the town continue to escalate. At the heart of this brewing storm are Lily Winters, Kane Ashbay, Victor Newman, and a tangled web of betrayal that threatens to unravel everything they hold dear, with hidden agendas, manipulative alliances, and simmering conflicts. The city's most influential families find themselves on a collision course where the stakes could not be higher. Victor Newman, never one to shy away from a challenge, has long been a master at playing the game of power. His cold, calculating nature has earned him both respect and fear across Genoa City, and he now seeks to use Lily Winters as a pawn in his ongoing war with Kane Asheb. Lily, caught between her love for Kane and her loyalty to Victor, faces a devastating choice. The question lingers, will she betray Kane for Victor's revenge, or will she resist the lure of his manipulation? The pressure mounts as Victor lays out his offer, playing on Lily's vulnerabilities, pushing her to turn on the man she loves in exchange for power and protection. Victor's motive for involving Lily is clear. Kane, the man who has wronged him, is a constant thorn in his side. Victor harbors a deep resentment toward Kane, who, while maintaining his facade of innocence, has become a target in Victor's ruthless game. The past few weeks in France have only deepened the animosity between them. Kane's actions have incited a fury in Victor, one that demands retribution. It is not enough for Victor to destroy Kane's business. He wants to shatter him emotionally to make him lose everything. He sees Lily, once his ally, now potentially his weapon of choice in this game of vengeance. For Lily, the situation is nothing short of agonizing. Her feelings for Kane are genuine, and the thought of betraying him cuts to the core. Yet, the lure of Victor's promises of power, safety, and the security of her future threatens to cloud her judgment. She is caught in a dangerous dance, forced to walk a fine line between love and ambition. But what if Kane discovers her secret? What if he learns the truth that Lily has been feeding Victor information, undermining his trust for the sake of her own survival? The consequences would be catastrophic. Kane, already burdened by the betrayals he has endured, would see Lily's actions as the ultimate betrayal, a cruel manipulation of the love they once shared. And if Victor's plan succeeds, Kane's entire world could crumble, leaving him with nothing but ruin and regret. As the tension escalates, Kane himself begins to prepare for the inevitable clash. He knows that Victor will not relent, and he won't allow Lily to be used as a pawn in the game of revenge. The conflict between the two men intensifies as they exchange barbs and threats. Victor, with his icy demeanor and sharp intellect, is determined to destroy Kane's reputation, while Kane, with his unyielding defiance, refuses to bow to Victor's demands. Their confrontation becomes a battle not just for power but for control of their own destinies. Kane, in a moment of fierce resolve, responds to Victor's taunts with chilling words. "Go ahead, do your worst. You won't break me." But as Kane prepares to fight back, he finds himself underestimating the damage that could be caused by Lily's involvement. The emotional toll on Kane could be greater than any financial loss. It is one thing to wage a business war, but another entirely to fight for the woman he loves, especially when she may be working behind his back. Meanwhile, Kyle Abbott and Claire Grace Newman, two individuals who have long been entangled in their own web of family drama and ambition, seem to have found a rare moment of peace. After years of navigating the treacherous waters of their respective family legacies, they appear to have come to a mutual understanding. Kyle's loyalty to Victor has always been tested, especially in the wake of his complicated relationship with the Newman patriarch. Yet, his bond with Claire, who has been a steady influence in his life, gives him hope for a brighter future. Together, they begin to plan a life outside the grasp of their families, hoping to find happiness away from the shadow of the powerful figures that dominate their lives. However, as the old saying goes, be careful what you wish for. The peace they seek may be fleeting as danger looms just around the corner, with Victor's machinations threatening to tear apart the very foundation of their relationship. Kyle and Claire must navigate the increasingly turbulent waters of Genoa City's politics and family ties. Kyle in particular finds himself walking a fine line, torn between his loyalty to Victor and his desire to build a life with Claire. As their relationship faces the ultimate test, the question remains, will they survive the storm that is brewing? Or will the forces around them tear them apart? In the midst of these power struggles, the fates of Lily and Audra Charles take dramatically different paths. while Lily faces the pressure of being caught in Victor's grip. Audra's rise in the corporate world comes with its own set of challenges. As a master manipulator, Audra is well-versed in using others to achieve her goals. But as the pressure mounts, she will find herself facing consequences she never anticipated. Will her ambition lead to her downfall? Or will she continue to outsmart everyone in her quest for power? And as for Victor, the storms he has stirred up are only just beginning. Kyle's unexpected defiance has placed him in direct opposition to the Newman patriarch, leaving Victor with one more headache in a town that is already filled with chaos. Will Victor's plans for revenge against Kane succeed? Or will he be thwarted by those closest to him? As Genoa City braces for what promises to be an explosive series of events, the lives of those involved hang in the balance. The future of Lily, Kane, Claire, Kyle, and even Audra is uncertain as alliances shift, betrayals unfold, and the true nature of power in this city is revealed. In this game of revenge and retribution, no one is safe, and the consequences of every decision will reverberate throughout their lives, leaving them to wonder if the price of ambition is worth the cost of their souls. Continues to drag on with tense, complex, and confrontational plots between important characters in Genoa City. While King continues his ambition to replace Victor Newman as the city's top tycoon, the personal relationships of the characters are also facing great challenges. The story begins to revolve around Kane's manipulation, not only in the business context but also in his complicated relationship with Lily. Can he maintain power, or will he have to face the threats he himself has created? Kane has long held a leadership position in a part of Genoa City with an unquenchable desire. He not only wants to control the economic sectors but also wants to become the real power holder. However, personal relationships are a weakness that Kane cannot ignore. He knows that in order to carry out his plan to replace Victor as the city's top tycoon, he needs to separate Lily from the influence of the Newman family. But Kane doesn't take into account that as he tries to manipulate Lily, she becomes increasingly aware of his hidden motives. Lily is strong and intelligent, and this makes it impossible for Kane to completely control her. His continued manipulation of Lily into his shady plans could lead to her not only being disgruntled, but also being forced to work with Victor against Kane. It's a dangerous game that Kane is playing, one that even he isn't sure he'll win. Meanwhile, Mariah and Tessa are facing their own challenges. Their romance used to be one of the biggest talking points for fans, but since the pillow murder, it seems to have been forgotten in favor of other plots. With baby Arya now walking and talking, will Mariah and Tessa be able to overcome the challenges in their relationship? While fans may find it difficult to root for either of them, as the murder story seems to be left unsolved, there's no denying that Tessa and Mariah's return could bring some surprises. The bigger question, however, is whether Tessa and Daniel could become closer. Daniel has been around for a long time and has always had a special bond with Mariah and the Copeland family. His arrival could be a gamicker, as Mariah begins to deal with conflicting emotions and may feel attracted to a completely different man. Will this closeness cause a rift between Mariah and Tessa? Or is it just a necessary step to further develop the story for both characters? Meanwhile, Sharon and Nick are facing unanswered questions following the passionate kiss they shared in Nice. Sharon begins to question their relationship after that brief encounter. Is Nick really ready to start over? Or was it just a fleeting moment that didn't mean anything long-term? These questions leave Sharon feeling uneasy and uncertain about her relationship with Nick, especially when she knows he doesn't want to dwell on what happened. Sharon may be faced with a major decision in her life. Can she continue to share her life and future with Nick? Or will she be forced to do something different to find peace within herself? Sharon and Nick's relationship becomes strained as they both struggle to come to terms with their feelings and desires. Nick doesn't want to talk about the kiss, which only makes Sharon more confused. Their love, once passionate and difficult, is now at risk of being destroyed by this uncertainty. Can Sharon continue to pretend that everything is okay? Or will she have to face reality and make a decisive choice about their future? With all these issues, The Young and the Restless continues to prove that nothing is easy in Genoa City. Every step the characters take is fraught with dangers and pitfalls that they must face. Can King continue to maintain his power? Will Sharon find answers about her relationship with Nick? And will Tessa and Mariah overcome the challenges in their love? These questions promise to bring viewers into dramatic, fascinating situations in the upcoming episodes. Subscribe to our channel to update the latest news. The video transcript details a complex web of personal and power struggles centered in Genoa City, focusing primarily on Victor Newman's calculated revenge against Kane Ashby and the emotional turmoil surrounding Lily Winters. Victor, a seasoned schemer, is bent on destroying Kane not only financially, but emotionally, specifically by targeting Kane's relationship with Lily. Lily, torn by conflicting loyalties and seduced by Victor's promises of power and security, faces a heartbreaking decision to betray Kane or stay true to her love. Kane's discovery of Lily's betrayal fuels a fierce rivalry with Victor, escalating into a battle for control, pride, and survival. Meanwhile, other characters like Claire and Kyle seek happiness amid the chaos, though their relationship is threatened by the broader political and familial conflicts. Audra Charles emerges as a bold and ambitious player with her own challenges, contrasting Lily's predicament. Additional subplots involve Mariah and Tessa's complicated romance and Sharon and Nick's strained relationship, both entangled with unresolved past events and emotional uncertainty. Overall, the narrative explores themes of loyalty, betrayal, ambition, and the heavy costs of power, setting the stage for an intense, multi-layered drama in Genoa City. Highlights: Victor Newman initiates a ruthless revenge plan targeting Kane Ashby and those close to him. Lily Winters is caught in a painful dilemma between her love for Kane and Victor's manipulative offers. Kane's discovery of Lily's betrayal ignites a fierce confrontation with Victor, blending personal and business warfare. Claire and Kyle attempt to forge a peaceful future but face looming threats that challenge their relationship. Audra Charles pursues power aggressively, with her ambitions potentially leading to unexpected consequences. Sharon and Nick grapple with unresolved feelings, following a passionate but confusing encounter. The overarching narrative weaves themes of betrayal, loyalty, and the high stakes of ambition in Genoa City. Key insights: Victor's mastery of psychological warfare. Victor Newman's revenge plan extends beyond conventional business retaliation. By manipulating Lily, he weaponizes emotional vulnerability to undermine Kane's personal life. This highlights Victor's understanding that breaking Kane's spirit is as crucial as damaging his financial standing, illustrating a strategic use of psychological leverage and power struggles. Lily's moral conflict and vulnerability. Lily represents the human cost of this high-stakes conflict. Her torn loyalties and vulnerability to Victor's promises underscore how emotional manipulation can fracture even the strongest bonds. Her dilemma reflects real-world scenarios where individuals face pressure to compromise personal integrity for security or advancement, emphasizing the complexity of human decision-making under duress. Kane's dual battle. Love and power. Kane's fight is twofold. He battles Victor for control over Genoa City's fortunes and for Lily's loyalty. This intertwining of romantic and professional stakes elevates the drama and reveals how personal relationships can become battlegrounds in wider conflicts, demonstrating the blurred lines between business and personal lives in power dynamics. Fragility of new relationships amid chaos. Claire and Kyle's storyline introduces a softer emotional thread, but also emphasizes that peace is fragile in environments dominated by power struggles. Their efforts to escape family legacies and build their own future highlight the challenges of maintaining love and trust when external pressures threaten stability. Ambition and consequences. In Audra's arc, Audra Charles's rise and manipulations showcase ambition's double-edged nature. While she is a formidable player, the transcript hints at unforeseen consequences, suggesting that unchecked ambition can lead to downfall. This subplot adds a layer of cautionary complexity to the theme of power pursuit. Strained relationships reflect emotional fallout. The tensions between Sharon and Nick expose the emotional fallout from past actions and secrets, revealing how unresolved issues can destabilize even long-standing relationships. Their storyline illustrates the human vulnerability beneath the surface of dramatic power plays. Genoa City as a microcosm of power and betrayal. The entire narrative presents Genoa City as a battleground where personal ambitions, family loyalties, and betrayals collide. The city becomes a character itself, symbolizing the volatile intersection of love, power, and survival, and setting the stage for ongoing dramatic upheavals. In-depth analysis. Victor Newman's revenge plan is a calculated act of psychological manipulation, targeting not only Kane's external empire but also his inner circle and emotional core. By enlisting Lily, Victor aims to create a wedge that will destabilize Kane from within. This strategy highlights a profound understanding of human psychology in power conflicts, Undermining trust and loyalty can be more devastating than financial loss. Victor's approach reflects the often ruthless nature of high-stakes business and personal vendettas, where winning requires exploiting every weakness. Lily's predicament is especially poignant. Her torn loyalties illustrate the human cost of Victor's machinations. Though she loves Kane, her vulnerabilities such as insecurities and desire for security make her susceptible to Victor's bribes. This dynamic reflects a universal theme of conflicted loyalty and the difficulty of making ethical choices under pressure. Lily's story humanizes the larger conflict, reminding viewers that behind every power struggle are individuals wrestling with their conscience and heart. Kane's reaction to betrayal is intense, showing how emotional wounds can fuel the fire of rivalry. His resolve to fight back despite personal pain underscores a resilience but also hints at potential self-destruction. His dual battle, professional and personal, demonstrates how intertwined these spheres are, and how the fallout from betrayal can ripple through all aspects of life. The subplot involving Claire and Kyle provides a contrast to the main conflict, emphasizing hope and the desire for normalcy. However, their challenges highlight the difficulty of escaping the influence of powerful families and entrenched conflicts. A reminder that in such environments, peace is often temporary. Storyline introduces themes of ambition and consequence from a different perspective. As a shrewd manipulator, her rise challenges traditional power structures but also warns of the risks associated with overreach. This subplot enriches the narrative by showing that power games are not limited to a single front, and that ambition can be both a tool and a trap. Sharon and Nick's strained relationship adds emotional depth to the overall plot. Their uncertainty and unresolved feelings embody the personal toll of the larger conflicts, revealing how past secrets and unspoken emotions can erode trust and stability even in intimate relationships. Overall, the saga in Genoa City encapsulates the volatile mix of love, power, betrayal, and ambition. Each character's choices ripple outward, affecting not just their own fate but the fabric of the community. The unfolding events promise intense drama, as alliances shift and the true cost of ambition is revealed. The story's complexity and emotional depth engage viewers in a narrative where no one is safe, and every decision carries weighty consequences. This layered storytelling approach ensures that the audience remains invested in the characters' journeys, anticipating how their intertwined fates will unfold amid the ongoing chaos of Genoa City.